The only people who feel there shouldn't be more coming into the federal government from the rich people are the Republicans in the Congress. Everybody else, including the rich people, are willing to pay more. They want to pay more.
You know, I've been calling Washington every day. Take more of my money. What are you doing? I've gathered all my friends. Take our money. David Stockman heard that. He's here with me now. What do you think of this?
Well, that's more babble from Harry Reid, which we've come to expect. But, you know, in one way, he's right. There are going to be more taxes, higher taxes, not just on the rich people, on everybody for years to come, because in my judgment, the spending battle has been lost. This was a pathetic fiasco that happened with the shutdown and the debt ceiling. The Republicans snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
What did they screw up?
The House Republicans dug in, and they got betrayed, sold down the river by McConnell and some of the Senate Republicans. And now,
but would you have kept the government shut down? Would you have broken the debt ceiling thing?
The debt ceiling never was going to be breached.
Really?
They were days from proving that this is a myth, that there's an Armageddon on the other side of October 17. They would have forced the president to prioritize. As we said many times, he could pay the interest. Then you would have a fair fight. Then you would
so
have
you're
some
saying
leverage.
now the whole spending thing is lost. Now you have Harry Reid saying there's no reason to cut spending, which mimics what Nancy Pelosi said not long time ago, the cupboard's bare. There's nothing left there. When you have said many times, the cupboard is far from bare. So we've given up on spending. I guess the only other solution is to raise taxes.
Well, no, I don't advocate that.
I understand what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is Harry Reid is now saying, I made a mistake when I negotiated for spending cuts and revenue increases.
That's off the table.
211, 212. It's off the table. These people are weak. They're divided. Maybe the Tea Party will dig in, but they'll be, at the last minute, they'll be sold down the river by the serial surrender artists who run the party.
But what do you make of this argument that people want tax hikes? They like government so much that when it comes to cutting things, they don't like it. So he seems to be reading the populace and saying, no, they don't want to cut back.
No, that's really baloney, okay? No one wants to pay more taxes. I've said we're probably going to need more revenue, but I've also said we have to reform the entitlements. We have to stop this automatic spending machine. As you know, is $2.4 trillion of automatic entitlements or mandatory spending. That's most of the budget. Add some defense on, add interest on, there's nothing left. So if they don't use the debt ceiling as a lever to force real spending reform, the budget is just going to roll along. The national debt is just going to keep rising, and sooner or later, someone's going to have to pay taxes, or we're going to have.
And by the way, you can't, as you've astutely pointed out, so you can't just hang it all on the rich. That even if you tax them at 100%, it's not going to deal with this. So, what are we realistically looking at?
I think we're realistically looking at hundreds of billions of higher taxes over the years ahead for the middle class.
All right, so we have
a
top rate of around 40%. Where do you see it going?
Well, I don't think we can raise the income tax. I don't think we should raise the income tax.
Understood.
I've said we need a consumption tax, one. And second, we actually need to lower the payroll tax. It's killing jobs at the low end of our economy.
I could see a consumption tax, but just like they did in Europe, they'll add it to their income tax.
Well, they would, but until the Republicans get out there and start talking, honestly, in sense about how
they're not. They're like running around with.
They're running around in circles. They talk about spending cuts, but they want to raise defense. Come on, enough of that already. The Cold War ended 25 years ago.
So your pound of flesh in return for Republicans would be all right. Yeah, we're open to scaling back defense.
Yes,
and you hope that the Democrats respond in kind with addressing entitlements, but they don't.
No, they don't. The Democrats line up to defend Social Security. The Republicans line up to defend the Pentagon. No one defends the taxpayer. No one defends future generations who are going to carry all this debt. The economy sinks more and more under this huge burden. We're in a non-functional, dysfunctional, broken system that you cannot overemphasize how disastrous this situation is, and then we have Obamacare catastrophe coming in on top of that, and then we have the Fed out of control by money printers. Take those three: Obamacare, the fiscal mess, a Federal Reserve that is out of control, and you have a very bad scenario. This isn't to be pessimistic. This is to be, raise an alert that we've got real problems in this country.
Amazing. David Stockman, thank you as always, my friend.